Now, what I want to do is this. I want to make a claim. And I want you to challenge my claim if you think I'm wrong. I believe the vast majority of atheists who believe in Darwinian evolution, or they claim, you know, we believe in science, we believe in this, they believe in it not because they understand it, not because it makes sense, but purely because they've been socialized into it. And I'm going to make a secondary claim, which is going to be very particular, which is I do not believe you understand anything about Darwinian evolution, and you only believe in it because of socialization. Now that's a claim.
Correct.
So are you willing to challenge that claim?
Sure.
So I want you to tell me, how does bacteria lead to us?
How does bacteria lead to us? Through the process. Now, if you're going to ask me, I'm reading a book, 2 books actually at the moment. So I know you're the evolutionary guy, and I know many of your arguments. Well, you debated Aaron Ra, and you're one of the evolutionary guys. So one of the things you come to do here is try and steer towards evolution. So I will tell you up front that I'm not an expert on evolution. You know more potentially about it. You can get into finer details. What I will tell you is that I'm reading the book Why Evolution is True by Jerry Coyne.
I've got that.
Good. So maybe you need to debate Jerry Coyne on evolutionary psychology, etc. And also Dr. Alice Robbins.
Okay, so in that book, Why Evolution is True.
I'm reading it, yes.
Right, you're reading it, right?
Yes.
How many definitions of species are there?
I don't know, I'm not there yet, brother. Okay. Now you're going to cross-question me on the book. I said I'm reading it.
Okay, but I'll tell you.
Fine, go ahead.
There's at least 26. Okay? Now, if there's 26 different definitions of species, and the claim is, which I made originally, that people believe in Darwinian evolution, majority of atheists, including yourself, not because they understand it, because they're socialized into it, I want you to tell me which of those definitions, not 2 or 3, just tell me one of those definitions which Darwin used in The Origin of Species, which is the reason why you accept that the origin of species is correct.
Okay, so I want you to get away from this. You do this a lot. You keep going into Darwinism. Today it's the modern theory of evolution. Why do you keep talking back about Darwinism? It's like Nazism. People have moved on. The modern theory of evolution is a lot further advanced than what Darwin predicted in his time.
So
would you agree with that? Genetics, DNA, etc. I'm not saying Darwin's wrong. It's been improved upon.
But that's a good question.
What I'd love to hear you say in the future, Subboor, is talk to people about the modern theory of evolution. Get rid of the word Darwinism, because that seems to me a straw man.
Okay, that's a very good point that you've made.
And I'm going to answer the rest of your
question.
No,
wait, 1 sec. That's a very good point that you've made, but it's incorrect, and I'll tell you why. The term Darwinism is not a term which I came up with. It is a term Alfred Russel Wallace, who was Darwin's contemporary, who disagreed with Darwin on human evolution, he coined. And till today, we have atheist evolutionary biologists, psychologists, and philosophers of science who use the term Darwinism as an academic term which refers to the idea that natural selection is the primary driving force of evolution. And they acknowledge the modern synthesis, of course. They include the subfields of population genetics, fossils, DNA, all of that, right? That's not the issue. The issue is Darwinism as a term is an academic term. So when I actually use it, I'm not using it in a derogatory way, like Nazism. And also you need to understand the reason why I use the term Darwinism or Darwinian evolution is because there's many different alternatives. So when we speak about the modern theory of evolution, if you said, Rob, well, refer to the modern theory of evolution. Well, which modern theory? Because we have orthogenetic evolution, we have evolution by natural genetic engineering, we have neo-Lamarckian evolution, we have neo-mutationism, we have evolution by self-organization and the acquirance of entire genomes. We have all these different evolutionary models. Most of them are non-Darwinian. So the reason why I make this distinction is because atheists who go around talking about this theory like it's the best thing since sliced bread do not even know the basic definition. So my original claim that the majority of atheists don't even understand Darwinism, including yourself, has just been proven correct.
If you think so, that's fine.
Because you don't know the basic terms.
I'm reading the book. Do I need to be an expert on everything? If we have if I bring my friend here who's a cosmological expert, and he says to you, oh, well, you don't understand this, that means it's proven right? Come on, Subboor.
No, what?
Just because I don't know specifics.
I'm making a particular claim. Tell me if I'm wrong.
I've told you.
You only believe in it because of socialization. You don't understand it.
I believe in it because it's a naturalistic explanation for how we get here. I am reading books on it. That's why I believe in it.
So you understand it?
I don't understand it fully.
Thank you. Thank you. That's what I'm looking for. Just admit it. You don't understand
Does anybody understand anything fully, to use your term?
That's fine. Do you know what you call that? You call that basically just pressing the red button to make everything explode. But we don't really know anything, you know. Is that leaf really green?
I thought you were going to be a Quaker.
Oh, sorry, I am a Quaker. Is that leaf really green? Because it actually kind of looks like it's a reflection in all the other colours in the spectrum have actually been observed.
So
he's making sense, actually.
No, actually, what I'm doing is this. You have your little YouTube channel, speakers, whatever it's called, right? You come around here, you're trying to talk to people, right?
Yes, I have.
I came here just to show you do not have a clue what you're talking about. Unless if you want to challenge that, that's fine. Or else I'm going to walk away with that last bottom line. You don't have no idea how Darwinian evolution works.
I have a basic idea, that's it. If you're going to question me
okay, let's check your basic idea.
What's
your basic idea?
Natural selection through mutation. That's the basic idea.
Natural selection through mutation.
Through mutation.
Natural selection through mutation. Okay.
Now you're going to question me further on.
Let me tell you that. Let me just tell you something. And do you know what? I'm not someone who gets angry often, right? But I'll tell you something that does really piss me off.
Please do.
When somebody tries to make claims and you shoot down those claims, and then as you've beaten them on the floor, they decide to shout something back at you. You're like, huh, what did you say? And then they try and defend themselves. So you're telling me the basic that you understand about Darwinian evolution is this. It's natural selection plus mutation. Well, guess what? That's not even Darwinism. It's natural selection plus random mutations.
So what?
If it's natural selection plus mutations, guess what it becomes? Epigenetics.
So
autogenetic evolution. So even you yourself, even though you were slapped on the floor, you said, no, I do understand something.
Come back to the Quaker.
Oh, I'm a Quaker, sorry. And you do come back to something, which is, I do understand something basic, which is, I'm not going to give you any evidence of how biodiversity came, how, biochemistry, genetics, anatomy, biochemistry, linguistics, how all of this fits within the evolutionary model. I'm just going to tell you, this is what I understand, two friggin' terms, mutation and natural selection, and you still got it wrong.
Quaker.
You still got it wrong. So like I said again, sorry, I should be a Quaker.
So effectively you don't know the basics.
No. You stripped down evolution to two terms and you got them wrong. So here's what I'm going to do. You don't understand Darwinian evolution. You've only been socialized into it. That's my claim. If you're not challenge that claim, I'm going to stay. If you don't want to challenge it, I'll walk away, and that's the bottom line. You and the rest of those atheists, they have no idea what they're talking about.
Darwinian evolution is a trick.
Okay, so
are you going to challenge my claim?
Sure.
Go on.
Okay. So the reason why we believe in naturalistic processes is because most of the things that have been explained on this planet have been explained through natural processes. So is it reasonable to believe that we can explain most, if not everything, within our universe in some naturalistic way?
Okay, that's a good question, and I'm actually totally happy to move on to that question. It's a separate discussion. So let's close the previous discussion and start this.
But you asked me the question, why do atheists believe in evolution? Because it's socially constructed?
Sure. Okay, now let's move on to this discussion about naturalism.
But that was the answer.
So you said most of the things have been explained via naturalism.
Correct, yes.
Correct. Okay. Here's what I'm going to say.
Do you agree or not?
I'm just going to say something. Not only do atheists not understand Darwinian evolution, they don't even understand science. And I'll tell you why. Most of the things can be explained naturalistically. Can reason be explained naturalistically?
It's a naturalistic byproduct, isn't it? A byproduct of naturalism.
That's an assumption.
But now you're going on to something different. I said most of the things...
You said most of the things can be explained naturalistically, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Most things in our natural world.
Okay.
Yes.
Our ability to reason, can it be explained naturalistically?
There are theories, as far as I understand, like emergent materialism, like evolutionary reliability.
Emergent materialism?
These are some of the theories.
Emergent materialism?
These are some of the theories.
What the hell is that?
Have you not heard of that?
I do know exactly what that is, but that's got nothing to do with this discussion.
You're asking me what...
You're using... You know what you're doing? Sorry. I need this guy next to me. He's so calm.
I'm the calm.
Okay. I got so angry I lost what I was saying. What was I actually
Do you want to
saying?
stop?
He's talking about this.
Do you want to stop?
No. Emergent materialism. So here's why, as a Quaker, I feel like breaking my biscuit rather than getting peed off. This is what atheists do. When they don't understand something or when they want to sound clever, they throw a term out. Emergent materialism. Emergent materialism is an explanation, a type of explanation for consciousness, not the original reason. So what you just did is, when you didn't know an answer, you just decided to throw out a philosophical term to sound clever. The original reason, according to atheists themselves, including Alex Rosenberg, who is a full-out atheist, militant atheist according to him, who actually is an anti-theist. He's a philosopher of science. This is what he says. He was sitting in a meeting, and the meeting was called Moving Naturalism Forward. In the meeting, you had all of the atheist pimps. You had Richard Dawkins. You had that old guy who should be in a coffin, Steven Weinberg. You had all these different people sitting down. And while he's sitting there, they were talking about moving naturalism forward. Alex Rosenberg, everybody had to put out an issue on the table, which is an issue which is outstanding for naturalism to move forward. And guess what Alex Rosenberg said? We have no explanation for the origin of reason.